I'm sitting having coffee with Ryne Hancock. How's it going?
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for having me on the show.
Man, I am so just to have you here is so cool because you're like a renaissance man. You do all kind of cool stuff. But I mean, I guess most importantly, you have your own radio show. So
Yes,
that's pretty cool.
Yes, I do it every Thursday from 10 to 2 on Crescent City Radio.
Thursday from 10 to 2 on Crescent City Radio.
Yes.
And I'll put the link in the feed here down at the bottom. So CrescentCityRadio.com, and I'll have the link so they can just go bam and go right over to it every Thursday.
Right, every Thursday.
And so, what do you? What's the radio show about?
Well, it's growing up. I used to watch a lot of old Ed Sullivan shows.
Okay.
And my
really good show.
Very big show. Very big show. So when I was a kid, my grandmother and I used to watch these old TV shows like Burns and Allen, the Ed Sullivan shows. But there was a thing called TV to Remember where I grew up in. And so when I started to do my own show, I delved back into my time as a newspaper columnist. I worked as a newspaper columnist, and I was like, I want to do something very similar to this.
So it's newsy and it's
kind of like news. So it was like a mixture of comedy, music, talk, and sports. So that's pretty much what it is. It's a 4-hour show, so you have to hit you have to make it.
It's a 4-hour show.
Yes.
Okay.
4-hour show. So
you got a lot of.
Yes.
Most times. Can you imagine if this show ran 4 hours?
Most times I play music, and then sometimes I'll incorporate a little talk with it. I actually had a chance to interview my childhood crush.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
How did that go?
My cousin dropped his phone on the soundboard. Like, we have an old soundboard. And we got to the end of the show, and I'm interviewing CeCe Peniston, and she still looks good. I've had a crush on her ever since I was like 7 years old. So my cousin drops the phone on the soundboard, and I'm like, we just lost Miss Peniston. I'm like, so we had to go on Periscope, and we had to basically explain to everyone. I said, look, we had a very bad ending to the CeCe Peniston interview. Please give us a new soundboard. We're poor people, and we don't want to be living under. We're poor people, and we don't want to live up under Interstate 10. Saying, we'll drop hands.
We want to live under the Claiborne overpass.
No, you never
get your thing. And so you're also doing, which is so fun. Like you do the radio show, and then you've got a T-shirt company that you're launching.
I just started.
Which I've looked at the things. They're super cool.
I started at T-shirts by Ryne.
And I'll link that up down as well because you got to check it out. They're really cool. They're really awesome.
T-shirts by Ryne. The reason why I started it was because I hated how the T-shirts look in the quarter. Like I work in the quarter, so if I go to a store, I can go to 5 stores.
And it's all the same. Trunk 1, trunk 2, or whatever.
I don't like these.
It's garbage, man.
You know, I want something like I have one design that I'm working on called Po Boys and Chill. and I take the pictures myself.
Po Boys and Chill.
I take the pictures myself. And I start out one night. I'm at my office on St. Charles. I'm at my office on St. Charles, and I'd ask the bartender, I'm like, if I did T-shirts, would you buy it? And she's like, I want to see one of the designs. So I showed her the design. I have one of the cathedral, and she was like, hell yes, I would be interested.
Buy that.
I would be interested. So far I've had like 2 or 3 sales.
This is brand new. The T-shirt thing's brand new.
Yeah, brand new. So it's like you're still trying to, get it. It's not at the level where you can sit.
And I saw one that was like Color Your Soul or what was that?
Color Your Soul came from this guy I knew on Twitter. He had it in his display name. And big shout out to my guy Nick. Nick? He lives in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
And he's from New Orleans. So I started thinking about Color Your Soul, and I say you see it on the buildings, like the houses have colors, like you see a blue house or a pink house or a pink and green house, and then you see
Yeah, we just we bought it. My wife and I, we have a baby, and we'd like to possibly have a new baby. So we bought a bigger house, and the house that we bought is yellow and pink. And at first I was like, ah, but now I'm like, oh yeah, it needs to stay these colors.
It's like
it's awesome.
You see the color with the city.
Yeah.
You see it with the beads, and you see it. It's a very colorful city, and the soulful part is like this is the city of Armour Thomas, who I also interviewed.
Oh, cool.
I've interviewed Armour Thomas and the city of Armour Thomas and Ernie Cato and Kermit Ruffins and the Rebirth, and this is the city of jazz, and the city of gumbo, and the city of. This is a soulful city, and I think in order to understand America, you have to experience New Orleans. It's not.
So to experience America, you have to experience New Orleans.
Yes.
Okay.
Because this is the gumbo pot of America. Because it's a mixture of things, and we have to learn how to deal with each other. So that's where the whole color your soul thing. It's colorful. This is a city of color. This is a city of soul, and it just stuck out with me.
Yeah. Because you're not from here.
No, I grew up in Memphis.
Memphis?
And in Memphis, everything is like you'll be in like I grew up in Orange Mound. Orange Mound, when you get across the railroad tracks, which is Southern Avenue, that's where all the white folks stayed on one side and the black folks stayed predominantly black on the other side. It's not too many things where you can like mix and mingle with.
And you see, I think,
and Memphis and May.
Because one of the things that I think, me, I'm from here, and then so we always hear, oh, it's such a segregated city, but it's interesting. Anybody that's from any other part of what would be considered the quote unquote deep South always says that, like, here in New Orleans, we're all kind of like mixed up, we're thrown together, and this is kind of what has come out of it. I mean, would you agree with that?
I would agree with it. I mean, it's not to sit here and say, well, racism exists in this city.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. It does exist.
Sure.
And the reason why it exists is because you can't get rid of ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance is something that will always be here. But I always have this quote with people. I say, you value the people who value you. I can't value. If you don't value me as a person, I'm not going to want to deal with you.
Right.
And one time I gave this example, and I talked about it on Twitter yesterday. It was this lady who was in PR, and she was like, well, she was saying this about Obama, and I know a lot of people don't agree with Obama's politics.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because this is America, and you have the freedom to disagree and the freedom to agree. But she said something like, his face scares me, but you had me at your barbecue thing.
Yeah.
And I'm a black person. So if he scares you, then I scare you.
Yeah.
So screw you. I was like, screw you. I'm not going to do it. And then you're in PR. It's not like, I know somebody that's in PR who's, I think, been on this show, I believe. And I've never seen her say anything like that. If you're a PR person, you got to deal with people from all backgrounds. If you can't deal with people from all backgrounds, then I'm sorry, you are a bad PR person.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the things I love about coffee, because, like, and the reason I've done the show, I love to be able to sit down and, like, have conversations about things, because I really do feel like we could, if everyone sat down and had a cup of coffee with each other once in a while, I think we could smooth out a whole lot of things.
140 characters is a lot. It's very hard to get across your message. I think having face-to-face conversations, which is very normal here in this city.
Oh, yeah.
That, that's why, like I explained to somebody, like that's why you see a lot of tweet-ups.
Yeah.
A lot of tweet-ups. You see a lot of tweet-ups. You see a lot of face-to-face interaction.
People want to be with people, and it's back to your color and then the soul thing. People want to be with people. It's very much of an alive city.
Right. You don't reside in the city. You live in this city.
You live in the city. You don't just reside here. Like, this is where you live.
Right.
For you, it's so interesting. Like, you came here, and so you worked in a quarter. What'd you do in a quarter?
What I do in the port, I sell sodas and ice cream. I'm a contractor for an ice cream company.
Okay.
But before that, I did Lucky Dog.
You were a Lucky Dog guy.
I was a
That's
Lucky
awesome.
Dog guy for about 3 months.
Because there's a connection with the city with the Lucky Dog vendors.
Right.
You know, there's a romanticism there.
There's you know, and the thing is, and somebody had asked me, a guy named John Lackerby had asked me this question. And he's like, "You ever had a Lucky Dog?" I'm like, "I never did. Never ate one." Now, have I thought about eating one? Yeah. But a lot of, people are like, well, you were like Ignatius Riley. And I say, well, there's a difference. Ignatius...
Because that's when you say Lucky Dog vendor, you immediately envision Ignatius.
But I saw a story about...
From Confederacy of Dunces.
I saw a thing about John Kennedy Toole. And more his story is more parallel to mine because I was kind of like
the author. You're more attached to the author than the character.
Right. I was more of a child prodigy than anything because I was very mature and I was always around adults. I was never really around kids. So it was like, as a kid, like I was interviewing Tiger Woods at the age of 11. I was. I was doing like radio shows at 12 and 13 years old. I was reading John Grisham novels by the time I was in 8th grade. I was always like a child prodigy. And a lot of things it was never like when I got around kids my own age, I kind of felt lost in the shuffle because I was so advanced mentally and advanced.
You wanted to talk about much more serious stuff than they did at the time. More serious
stuff than other
You were exposed to stuff more.
I was exposed because it's like my mom works at the university. My mom works at the University of Memphis. And I grew up on a college campus. So a lot of kids, when they think of a college campus, they're like, oh my God, this is like an ivory tower. It's like, the average kid, a lot of kids who grow up here in New Orleans, I can tell you, there are some kids that probably never set foot on Tulane campus or set foot on Loyola's campus. And they would know how to interact with people that don't look like them. I actually know how to interact with people that don't look like them and people that do look like them. And I always credit it to my upbringing because my mom told me, she's like, Ryne, don't ever be scared of somebody. You always look them in the eye. You always... never be scared of anybody.
You're inspiring to me because, you came here from Memphis and you've done so many like cool things, the radio show, you got the T-shirt deal, but you've come here and it was funny you said you don't just reside here, you live here. But you've come here and then, you've gone from kind of like close to homelessness, I guess, to being, The
thing about the homeless thing, like, I literally remember this guy named Craig Warner. And I'm at Mojo on Magazine Street. And he comes in and he gives me $300. I'm like, what the hell you give me $300? I'm like, $300, like, you don't see that in Memphis. He's like, he calls me, he's like, Ryne, where you at? I'm like, I'm over here on Magazine Street. So I go in there and he gives me this $300. I ended up staying at this place.
Just $300.
And I found a place. I was there for like 6 months, and it was a hostel. It was nothing really to sneeze home about. But I so loved the neighborhood so much. I'm like, if I can get, because I was gonna move over by Tulane. I was gonna live up there on the 7800 block of Ferret Street, and I didn't get the house. So I ended up coming to the Bywater, and the Bywater, I love living in the Bywater. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't uptown.
You're an uptown guy, which is very interesting because, especially here, I get a lot of my guests are much downriver, definitely on this side. We talk about yak culture more than anything else. So, you being uptown's a good, fresh, it's a different perspective from the other side of the Canal Street anyway.
The other side, to me, I thought, as I say, when I lived in the Bywater, it was I'm like, oh my God, where am I? Like, it was just, there was no Igor's, there was no Williams supermarket. I can't go to Tracy's. Tracy's like 7 miles away.
It's for real.
And I had a nutty landlord.
When you moved, when you came from Memphis, you kind of like fell into uptown, and that's where you fell in love. That's where your heart is.
My heart was there, and eventually I called a guy. This guy, I saw him. He had a place in the garden, like up in like Ferret, in the Ferret area, and he was like, "Yo, I got it for $200 a month. HUD pays $600. It's a room." But I was like, "Look," I told him, "I just need a place to eat, take a dump, and sleep. I'm not gonna be there that much.
Because you're out in the city and you're experiencing it.
And I want to experience the city. As long as I can have a normal life and I have hardwood floors and air conditioning, that's all that matters."
Hardwood floors and air conditioning. I'm loving it here.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. Well, listen, I really am. I don't know if I really am like touched, like that you could come here, and I guess, like I said, I'm so close to New Orleans. Sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees, kind of, And so to hear you like move in here and then being able to thrive here is just such an inspiring story. I mean,
it's like I tell people, I tell people. The first time I came on my own, the first time I came here was in '92. I was like 6 years old. And my mom, I have my cousins that graduated from Dillard University. So they graduated from Dillard, and I remember looking at the buildings because I wanted to be an architect. I wanted to be an architect growing up, and I came here in 2008. I came here to help out after Katrina, and I also came here in '08. The first time I came here by myself was in 2013. And I remember getting on the train, going back to Memphis, and I was crying. I literally was crying because people knew how much I wanted to come down here. And then the last time before I moved here in April of 2015, there was a friend of mine that lived in Alabama. And she was like, "You're going to go back to that city." I gave him some rising talent. A guy named Pat Armstrong. Pat Armstrong accepted me into this thing. And I ended up finding a job. I worked in nonprofit. And I worked in nonprofit. I stayed in there for 6 months. I was working with like gay rights and Democratic Party issues. So when I got the job, the day I got the job, I remember crying. Like, I literally just started crying, like when they say we like to hire you. And it was on the whim. Like I said, I told a guy named Kirk Whitfield, one of Louisiana's greatest characters. When I say he is one of the state's greatest
and let me tell you, there's a lot of characters around here, so that's saying something.
One of the state's greatest characters. And I told him, I said, if I get this job, if I get into this program, I'm not coming back to this because I think there's a calling. And for the first time in my life, I actually had to ask for help from people because I always figured out things on my own. And I've had like a lot of helping hands in this city.
And then now you're like turning around and giving back to people.
Giving back to people. I've done things like I've helped people get jobs in the quarter. I remember one time I bought this lady, she was always on the stretcher. I would always see her up on St. Charles, Louisiana. And one day I went to I was at work up at Toulouse Royal. So the lady came up to me, she's like, I asked her, have you had anything to eat? I just asked her on the whim.
Yeah.
And she was like, I haven't. So I go over to not Eagles, but Little Vic's.
Little Vic's.
And I bought her it was like a little hot dog that they have at Little Vic's. And I said, I'm not doing this to make myself feel good. I'm doing this to the reason why I'm doing this is because
Well, you've had helping hands coming into the city, so you want to try to help.
Right.
It's awesome.
And as I say, I think that's the big problem with America. Many of us don't understand empathy. We don't understand what it's like to be in someone else's shoes. I don't know what it means to go without. I don't know what it means to be in a place where I don't know anybody. I don't know. I can't. Like I tell somebody, like somebody about, somebody would ask me about Katrina, and I say, look, I don't know what it means to lose everything and leave this place.
Oh yeah,
but I can sympathize.
It sucks.
And empathize with people.
I'll give you a hint. It sucks.
Empathize with people who've been through those things, and I think that's the thing. That's how you have to understand people.
Yeah.
You have to have empathy.
And do you think that, especially with your T-shirts, with your color, and I'm trying to bring it all together here,
right.
What you're saying, because do you think when you say empathy with people, like your whole color, the colorful soul,
it means
that
also means that that's what it also means. It means open up your eyes to a different perspective. I don't want to be around people that just think like me.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around people that look just like
me. Which I hate as well.
Because it's like, if I just get...
I love to follow... You know what really ticks me off, too? Like, when you're on Facebook, and... people are like, if you don't agree with this, you can unfollow me, but blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, I want to follow people that I don't agree with because I want to understand their point of view.
And it's like, some of the people, it was a girl, like, I do a Tuesday show during the football season. My cousin, and it's a girl named Emily. And Emily is Republican. I'm more Democrat. My cousin he's just a midget we found. The funny part, the day that I learned that we were cousins, my mom told me. And I'm like, why didn't y'all tell me I had family in New Orleans? So we talk about things on our show. We don't talk about just football. We talk about mental health. We talked about things like domestic violence, things like that. And she's Republican. I'm Democrat. Some things she said I don't agree with.
Right.
But she's a friend of mine, and it's like,
well, it's respecting people as people, going back to your empathy.
People as people.
And why do you feel this way? And here's why I feel this way.
Right.
And how can we, because the truth lies in the middle. At least that's what I feel, I mean, I feel like the truth definitely.
It lies in the middle, and then the thing about, it's like, the whole thing about, like, police brutality. I've explained to people, I say, I've personally been pulled over once. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you it can't happen to me, because it can happen to me.
Yeah.
That's a reality, that's a fear that we have in society. That's a very real life fear.
Yeah.
That you have a lot of law enforcement people that get on these power trips, and they not only target people because they've had a bad day.
Right.
That's I could easily be a hashtag. And I could, and it's like, the thing that I hate the most is people going on social media calling out people because they don't agree with that person.
Yeah.
And I say, you know what? If everybody thought like you, this world would be a crappy place.
Yeah. You're doggone right.
Everybody agree with you. It's a crappy place.
What a boring place.
It would be
and not very colorful at all.
And not very colorful. So that's where that whole color your soul comes from.
Super awesome. So cool. We've been yapping along for a while now,
right,
but
yeah.
Like I said, anytime anybody comes to the city, and especially when if you've seen the other episodes, like some of the people that I'm just fascinated with how you ended up here and how do you feel about the place and that. And so there's the way it's so funny that everybody has their own different way of almost explaining the exact same thing. That it's like you just feel more alive here. I've had a guest say it always feels like an event every day. You said it feels like you're on vacation all the time. Like
I really do.
What a great life to live that you always feel like you're on vacation. It's so cool,
I mean, I do have to work, but
well, you work, but look what you're doing. You work. You're doing a radio show. You're out on the street. doing, I mean, the Lucky Dog thing. How fun is that? Then you do your other, I mean, you've got your ice cream and stuff that you do, and then you got the radio show, and then your T-shirt deal. Right. And the T-shirt deal is going to be awesome because the T-shirts are so cool.
They say the T-shirt, our first show, the first event will be December 17th.
December 17th. And Send me the info, and I'm going to put all of that down on
the... At NOLA Mix. It will be at NOLA Mix.
December 17th.
From 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Okay, and I'll put all that info down there so people
can check it out. And it's at 1522 Magazine. I'm going to have flyers. I'm going to give you a flyer.
Yeah, can put them out here on the in the coffee shop.
Yeah, so I'm going to definitely come out here and drop off some.
For sure, yeah.
It's a fun thing, and then I plan to do a couple of festivals.
I'd like to bring that, like, hey, I'm wearing this. Check the color, check the sole.
Yeah, like
this
Mary
is what I
Piper,
feel.
like I was like, it reminded me of when I was in college. I would take these pictures, and somebody would like have it as their profile picture. They'd be like, "Who did your shit?" Like, "Oh, Ryne Hancock. That boy Ryne did it." So that's the kind of thing. It's like you're wearing something, and somebody's like, "Damn, who wore yours?"
It's funny when you make and even like when you watch this show, and I knew doing this show going into it. I've done various different pieces of art before.
Right.
It morphs and it changes kind of as when you create something to see how other people interpret it is really interesting.
Right. And I can't wait for December 17th. I can't wait for it.
All right, radio show. We've got the December 17th. The event for the T-shirts.
Yes.
And, definitely check this guy out. So super cool. And I'm glad to have you in the city.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Take care.
No problem.